Hi there, welcome to STAEDTLER Art Sessions with Riaan. In today's session, we will paint a landscape using STAEDTLER's acrylic paints.
In this session, Riaan will be using the STAEDTLER acrylic paints. To begin, we use the HB STAEDTLER pencil to roughly draw out the landscape. Keep it light and loose. For the sky, we will use white and blue. Here we use both blues, more of a cobalt blue and white at the bottom, and more of an ultramarine blue and white at the top. Keep in mind that the sky is usually lighter closer to the horizon and darker to the top. Use a crisscross pattern while you paint the sky and don't blend it too much. Be bold and let the strokes show. For the clouds, we will use a dabbing motion using pure white. Try to keep the clouds lighter at the top and fade to the blue underneath. This will create the illusion of volume in the clouds. Mountains that are far in distance appear to be blue due to the atmosphere. Don't mix the blue and brown too much. We want some variation in the color of the mountains. Make the furthest mountain lighter to push it into the distance. We will use yellow ochre and white to paint the road, and then add some burnt sienna to add variation and create the slopes to the side of the road. Try to follow the contour of the road. You will see the brush strokes are slightly tilted upwards at the side to suggest the slope of it. Still using yellow ochre and burnt sienna, we dab random open spaces in the landscape. Keep varying the colors for the landscape to make it look more realistic. Use yellow ochre, ultramarine and white paint to do the distant trees. We will later add burnt sienna to the mixture to darken it for the lower parts of the trees. Use more yellow ochre to add the highlights to the top of the trees. Do not use the green supplied in the packet for these sorts of landscapes. We need an olive color to give it a dried out look. If the highlights seem a bit dull, add a tiny amount of lemon yellow to the highlights. We continue to use yellow ochre, ultramarine, lemon yellow and white for the grass in the foreground. Keep varying the colors to make it look more realistic. Burnt sienna added to our olive color is the perfect shade for the tree in the middle ground. Dab in this dark color to create the darkest parts in the leaves of the trees. Dab the highlights on the top of the trees using mostly yellow ochre, ultramarine and white. Be careful not to use too much white or your highlights will look dull. Using burnt sienna and blue, we will now paint the tree trunks. Roll the brush tip till it is a fine point and very lightly paint the tree trunks. The lighter you press, the thinner your lines will be. STAEDTLER's acrylic paints are highly pigmented. It is very easy to blend and mix with delightfully smooth consistency. It is perfect for fine art and craft applications. It cleans up easily with water and comes in 12mm paint tubes. Start adding detail to the grass and remember to change the colors often. Back to the blue and brown for the tree trunk. Keep the trunk thicker at the base and make it thinner as you go to the top. Remember, the branches also go from thick to thin. Avoid too many branches splitting off from one point. Use yellow ochre, burnt sienna, and a little bit of white to create the highlights on the one side of the tree. Use small broken strokes to add some texture to the tree trunk. Brown, blue, and a bit of white will do for the shadow in the road. Keep the shadow crisp and near to the tree, but more faded further from it. You can either use a dry brush to break up the shadow at the end or use your fingers to smudge the last bit of the shadow. Let's mix a dark olive green color using ultramarine and yellow ochre. If it is not dark enough, you can also add a bit of burnt sienna. The combination of the blue and brown will make the color very dark, and yellow ochre will guarantee the olive green appearance. Dab lightly to preserve some of the sky. Make a lighter mixture using more yellow ochre. Be careful not to use too much white if you have to add to it. Rather use more yellow to lighten than white. Use brown and blue again to make the shaded leaves darker. Be careful not to cover the sky too much. Time for some final tweaks. Add more highlights, shade, and detail as you see fit. hope you've had loads of fun watching the video and even more fun painting it. In future, don't be afraid to jump in and paint.